Hi guys, my name is Fahd Dawood. I recently got an interesting comment/question on one of the YouTube videos that I'd recorded. The video is called Renting versus Buying in Dubai Real Estate. And I want to share that question with you guys and then give you my answer as well. Maybe somewhere there's a middle ground and it makes sense, my answer. The question is by a gentleman called Kirtish Sutar. Okay, thanks for the comment. He said, thanks for the video. Overall, I agree with the answers from the investor's point of view. But what would you advise to somebody who is already in Dubai for around 10 years and already paid around 600,000 in rent? Assuming on average you're paying 5,000 dirhams per month per rent plus bills every month, and not owning anything and planning on staying for another 10 years? That's a really good question, and that I think would be the situation where 40% or 50% or maybe even 60%, I don't have the exact stat, of Dubai's expat population are in this area, right? They've been living in Dubai for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, more than that, and paying a lot of rent, but they don't own any property right now today. Look, there's two sides to this coin. If we were looking at just one side, the EMI payments of any property that you bought with the help of a financial institution, whether it's an Islamic bank or a conventional bank, if we were just looking at that side and we said, look, your monthly installment is about 3,500 or 4,000 dirhams, whereas your monthly rent in Dubai is 5,000 dirhams, it's a no-brainer. Logical, rational, practical mind would say, look, I need to go and buy because the amount of money I pay to the bank is going to be less than what I pay to the landlord, and I'm kind of building equity. I remember about 6-7 years ago, I saw a calculator, and these are very common now. This was on the New York Times website, and they said, calculate how much rent you're paying and calculate what would be the mortgage monthly payments for you if you were to take a similar property, 1, 2, 3 bedroom property. And the calculator showed you if you were paying, let's say, 10,000 dirhams in rent, but your monthly payment would be a little bit less, you should buy. It also took into account what is the rate of increase in rent in a city. Like New York, London, rents generally tend to go up. Dubai, for the last 3 to 4 years, the rents have been softening and the prices have been softening as well. So now here's the conundrum. If you're planning on staying in Dubai for another 10 years, what should you do? Obviously, to buy a property worth 1 million, you need to have 250 to 300,000 dirhams cash. That's just the way the Dubai Central Bank has structured you buying a property on a mortgage. Now, for a lot of people, 250,000 to 300,000 is not money that they have saved under their pillow or in their bank account. Now, if you said, Fahd, I still want to buy a property, I'd say, look, that's fine. Get the mortgage, go beg, borrow, steal from family, friends, father-in-law, and get the extra cash in so that you can make the 250 to 300,000 dirham down payment. That's one side. It's very simple. No need to actually think too much about it. Properties are available. Prices are low right now, so you're probably going to get a good deal. EMI is not going to be too high. Makes no sense not to buy. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is that in Dubai, in my personal opinion, when you're renting, it's a little bit of a stressful experience unless you're renting from a mega landlord. Who's a mega landlord? Dubai Properties that owns 5,000 apartments is a mega landlord. Luta, Al Ghurair, some of these huge landlords that have in-house maintenance, administrative teams, so that any problem that you have, they're addressed immediately. But if you end up being in a certain area where the landlord owns 1 or 2 property, you're totally at his mercy. Every time renewal comes, every time maintenance issues come up. I know people who've actually budgeted, if they're living in an apartment, 5 to 6,000 dirhams more on maintenance that they're going to pay out of their own pocket, just because they know that the landlord's not going to respond to their maintenance requests in a timely fashion. So I personally think if you have the capital and you can escape from a landlord in Dubai, I think that's a very good thing to do. Now, not everybody can do that. They don't have the capital to go to the bank and buy a property. They don't have the ability to run away from the landlord. Last but not the least, this is my personal opinion, and I've come to this after years and years of experience in real estate and in business as well. I personally think that everybody should be focused on increasing their income rather than run to the bank immediately and take a mortgage, which generally speaking right now you're safe to do because prices are depressed, right? Prices are low in Dubai right now. Had you bought a property in 2013 and you've lost 20 to 30% of the property value, you'd be a very unhappy camper. And if you needed to sell that property right now, trust me, you'd be putting money in from your pocket just to get rid of the property. But now, let's say you could buy. My personal opinion is that you should be looking to complement your income to such an extent where you save enough money so that you could go to the market and buy a property. It's a controversial opinion, and I know that everybody cannot increase their income by large percentage points, and I know that everybody can't save that much money. I get it. But in my personal opinion, look, once you set a goal and a target with your wife or your family or your mother-in-law or your father-in-law, look, we're going to move into a property that we own in Dubai and we're going to try to take less from the bank. I personally think that you will be able to do that. Why? Now, Dubai developers are releasing payment plans which are unbelievable, right? A friend of mine called me the other day and he said, Fahd, I've seen this 10-year payment plan, post handover. I said, listen, I don't know about this. But yesterday I was sitting with the developer and he's telling me, we've got a 10-year payment plan. There's a few other things that they're throwing in. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, like life insurance, free upgrades. They're throwing in a bunch of things and they're financially very capable of extending this payment plan for you. My personal opinion is go out there, shop in the market, see if there's a payment plan available that makes sense for you on your pocket instead of going to the bank directly and getting the mortgage. Increase your down payment, then go to the market, get a good payment plan, or increase your down payment so high that you don't have to get the bank involved very heavily, because I've seen people suffer. Now it's safer to buy a property in Dubai because the prices are low. But God forbid, if you had bought at a high price, you know, a property can actually bankrupt you as well. I'm not one of those agents who's always going to say, look at buy. Real estate always going to make you money. Real estate makes you money in the very long term. You know, if you're going to be holding the asset for 20 years, fine. But short term, the fluctuations can really wipe out your equity and your sleep at night. Long-winded answer. It's going to be a little controversial. Some people are going to disagree with me. I'm happy to have your comments in the comment section down below. I'm happy to answer your questions. If I've not answered it properly, please reach out to me again. I'm happy to re-explain. My personal preference is to option 3. Increase your income to a level where you can buy a property in Dubai. Prices are coming down. Payment plans are good directly from the developers. I'm sure you'll be able to afford a property soon. Bless you. Leave the comments, subscribe. Catch you soon.